I'm sure you were never bullied at all, Leon. I hope you weren't, but it happens. You know it does. It's part of adolescence. Actually, it starts before that. I think Brian would agree. And this is our topic today. Brian Housman is our parenting expert. He's written a book for parents with teenagers. Got a book signing tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you know, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid book's very popular. The movie comes out today. This kid's bullied every single day at school.
Greg's got a hard life.
Yeah. I mean, we joke about it, and there are a lot of books like this out about it.
Yes.
But it's really no laughing matter, is it, Brian?
It's not, and it is. It's kind of our way as adults of dealing with it, is writing about how we were bullied as kids, and we get Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And they are very humorous books, and I'm sure the movie is going to be great for middle schoolers to kind of deal with these issues. But it is a real serious issue, you know.
So what do you do, and how do you talk to your kids? What do you tell them to do if somebody bullies them or starts intimidating them?
Yeah, there is a new study that just came out this past week called the Youth Voice Project, and you can find their information at youthvoiceproject.com. And they've interviewed tens of thousands of teenagers and have figured out that it's roughly 7 million teenagers every day that are saying that they don't know when they go to school today if it's going to be safe for them or not. It's scary, and it does become, it's very violent in many cases. Absolutely. Yeah, and it's emotional bullying as well. It is, you know, and it's not starting. I think some parents think, well, my kid, if he's in middle school, maybe that's where it's starting, but they're actually saying that it's starting in the elementary years, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. In first grade. Yeah, you know, the peak of it is going to be in middle school, is when they're all of a sudden their brains are changing, their bodies are changing.
The hormones are coming on.
And so they get more aggressive and more verbal, and so part of that is they're trying to figure out relationships. So some of them do that by becoming a bully. Well, how do you know who's going to be the victim? I mean, if we look at James and Quincy here, can you tell if either one of them as a kid would be a victim? Right. I don't know that we can look at it and tell, well, this kid's going to be the one that's going to be a victim. But there are some key indicators of things that kids are being bullied about. Okay. You know, the top 3 things they're being bullied about are their race, you know, just the color of their skin, you know,
but if they're in a school where everybody's the same color, or most everybody is. Yeah, but it's not even just, are you black, are you white, are you Latino, are you Asian, but it's also even within the specific demographic, the tone of your skin within that demographic group. Okay, we hear that. The second thing is their looks, and then the third is their body size. You know, there was a study. If they're little, like a wimpy kid. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, if you were smallish in size or stature. Or really big. Exactly. Then you become kind of like the small antelope, you know, in the pack. Yeah. You know, that immediately they zero in on you, that you're an easy target. Right, because you can't really fight back. Absolutely. Well, actually, that's one of the things, you know, as a parent, especially as dads, you know, we tell our kids, hey, if you get in trouble, someone picks on you, then just fight back. One of the things that this study found was that there's 12 different ways that teenagers who've been bullied have responded, and the least effective way was by retaliating against the bully. So what's the most effective way? The most effective way that they were asking teens who've been bullied, what has been the most helpful thing for you to stop this? Okay. And the top 3 things were to tell a parent, to tell a teacher, or to tell a friend. For real? Yeah, the top 3 things that they said, when I told one of those 3 people, over 60% of the people being bullied said it stopped. So I think part of it is just dealing with communicating. Okay. Well, you got to give that a chance. Absolutely. Well, because think about that. If you're my friend, we're both in 5th grade. Okay. And I go to you and I say, this girl's picking on me. Right. Well, now I've got an advocate, and chances are you're probably going to say something to the bully, or at least the bully's friend. Or at least run with you. Right. Yeah. And so now word gets out that I'm not on my own. Right. And so now I've got friends that are going to be able to stand up for me as well. And I think that's what these Wimpy Kid books show too. They do. They do. You know, you're not alone if you've got friends. Exactly. That Greg has got a group of friends, and they're all kind of misfits, but as long as they stick together, they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. Absolutely. Wow. It's still scary though. And you still, you know, as a parent, you just worry about it a lot. But and you say if the kid comes to you, a teenager, whatever, and says, hey, if they talk to you, and that would be awesome if they did, I'm being bullied. How do you respond? Well, the first thing that you can do, there's 4 things you can do. That might cause 2 fights. Yeah. But the first one is to listen to what your teen is saying and what they're not saying. That sometimes it's just their nonverbal language they're saying, because especially as a boy, you know, if you're a dad out there and your 4th grade, 5th grade son comes to you and he already feels awkward because he feels like he's less of a boy, and he's being picked on. Right. You know, that I'm not living up to your standard as my son. And so listen to what he's saying.
And the two, be willing to give advice. You know, teenagers said that one of the most helpful things for them was when their parent was willing to give them advice on how to handle the situation. Yeah. And the third is to affirm their self-worth and their personhood. They're already feeling less of a person because they're being picked on and don't know how to handle it. So affirm that I believe in you. I am in your corner. I'm your advocate. I'm there to defend you. And the fourth thing is to check back up on them in the days to follow. Don't just have one conversation, but come back 2 days later and say, hey, how's it going at school now? Or if you're a teacher out there, hey, what's happening on the playground now?
Yeah, we had an issue even in I think it was pre-K or SK. Really?
Yeah.
And we saw it in action. One kid was a real bully to the other little kids.
Right. Especially at the younger age.
And the teachers didn't always notice it.
Right.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So you tell the teacher and, you know.
Right. Yeah, and the kids who are being bullied, they said the thing that was least helpful for them is when they told a teacher and the teacher said, stop being a tattletale.
Now, we hear about that.
Then what happened was the bullying got worse.
Right.
Because the bully thought, well, now there's no adult authority out there that's going to stop me from this.
Wow. Okay. You know what? You may want to pick up a copy of Brian's book. You're signing tomorrow, Engaging Your Teen's World, Becoming a Culturally Savvy Parent. From 2 to 4 at the bookstore over here at Highland and Palm.
Right, just a couple blocks away. I get emails from the parents now after coming on your show.
You do?
I do, and Facebook requests from them, and so I would love to meet some of you guys in person.
And if you have questions, you'll answer them tomorrow too.
Absolutely.
All right, 2 to 4 at bookstore, and Engaging Your Teen's World. Brian, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back, folks, after this.
Enjoy the movie.